Okay, we lived on Ridgeway Street, which was out Market Street near the cemetery that's still existing today, and walked all the way in to St. Mary's School, which
That was St. Mary's Cemetery?
yeah, St. Mary's Cemetery, and we walked all the way in the school, and there were two girls that lived on Ridgeway Street that went to Gloucester High, which was at the time down the street from Gloucester, St. Mary's. So they walked with us. Well, me, I was 6 years old, and they used to walk us to school. But then I don't remember how we got back home, but we got back home. But there was no electricity in the house we lived in, and my mom and Papa had oil lamps, and that's what we had it at nighttime, and
Right.
and in the kitchen, and then she would take it upstairs. We had 2 bedrooms upstairs, and she would put it in the hallway, and it would light up both
Both
rooms,
bedrooms.
both bedrooms. But I was only 6 years old, so
yeah.
that's all I remember. But Aunt Bubbles used to say she used to get scared if they would go out, but they wouldn't go out anywhere but out, sitting on the step out front. And the Papa had a guitar, and they would play the guitar and,
Oh, really?
and sing out there.
I mean, I know.
The neighbors, they were all young.
Right,
you
right,
know.
right.
I do remember that, but Aunt Bubba's didn't like that because they weren't in the house. She said she got scared. But anyway, I used to walk to the school, so I did that for a long time. And then at lunchtime, I'd go over to Mama Radlinger's, which was around the corner from school. And she always had a good lunch for me, you know. And then
So you wouldn't eat lunch at the school, you would eat lunch at her house?
Yeah.
At first grade?
At first grade.
Oh, wow.
And second grade and third grade, all the time, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And she would give us a penny, and we would stop in the candy store on the way to school and get one piece of candy for a penny at the time. Now they're 10 cents for one penny. So,
Do you remember what kind of candy it was? Like hard candy, or was it?
oh no, it was not hard.
Like
it was
what?
chocolate. It
Oh,
was
chocolate?
They were called Bolsters.
Bolsters.
And they were chocolate on the outside and crunchy on the inside. And Aunt Bubs would come with me. And once in a while, Mom, right around the corner was a little store called the Acme, but it wasn't the Acme at that time. It wasn't a supermarket. It was just a store where you got in and got waited on. And she wanted a pound of Luella butter, Mama Radlinger. So we'd run around and get that, and then take it back, and then we'd go back to school. So we probably had 45 minutes.
That was your lunch.
You know, yeah. So I went to school there until 8th grade. And we used to have movies every Friday in the auditorium in St. Mary's, and you remember that.
Yeah.
It was what, on the 5th floor? You had to walk all the way up. And it was silent movies when we first started. And the sister would read what it said underneath
Oh,
to
okay.
everybody. And if it was something that was bad, she'd hold her hand over the camera, so we couldn't see that. Say a horse was getting in a fight with another horse, or 2 men were fighting. If it was a western,
Right.
she'd hold her hand over it, and we weren't allowed to look at that part of it because you're not allowed to look at violence. That was not good. I remember that. And then we used to have plays up there. And all the parents used to have to trudge all the way up to the 5th floor to watch these goofy plays that we had. And they were singing and dancing
All the
and,
kids
all kinds of stuff. So that
Still things.
that was my life. I remember that. And then the first time it was, I was born in 1927, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33. So 1933, 1934, talkies came out. And I remember the sisters telling us, we have a big surprise for you this Friday. If you had a dime, you could go to the movies. If you didn't have any money, you had to sit in the classroom and do work. Or, of course, Grandma Radlinger always gave us a dime. She would have a dime. So we would go to the movies. And that's what it cost. 10 cents.
So the school would take you to the movie theater?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. It was in the school. One of the nuns around the camera.
No kidding.
Yeah, and she could hold her hand over if it wasn't coming up that she'd think we shouldn't see. She would hold her hand over. And we didn't realize that till we got older.
Right. And even when the talkies came out, it was still the same thing. You had to pay. Did you have to pay 10 cents for the silent movies?
Yeah.
Oh, really? For all of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the price never went up.
Uh,
Well, the only thing we weren't allowed to eat up there.
Okay.
Well, of course, we didn't take anything to eat. You know,
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
our lunch and that was it. But and then after I think about this later on, when in the morning before the bell rang, we all had to get in line, and they would play marching music as we went in the classrooms.
oh, really?
And it was marching music like Hitler. I thought, whoa! After I thought about it, I thought, and the principal would have a bell, and she'd be going ding, 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 and that's the way we had to go
Ah.
into our classrooms. And then, of course, then you had to say prayers right away.
Right.
Well, you went to St. Mary's,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
how it is.
mhm.
It has never changed.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Sadly, now it's closed.
Yeah.
But Gloucester Catholic took it over for the 7th and 8th grade.
Mhm.
And there's 2 7th grades, I understand.
Yeah.
So many people wanted that. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So,
So then that was you and Aunt Buzz, and then what about when Uncle Bill came along?
well, Uncle Bill. Well, by then we lived on Harley Avenue. No, we lived on Cherry Street.
Oh, really? You moved to Church Street that
Well, I
early?
was 12 when we moved to Cherry Street.
Okay.
So he was 8 years. I was 8 years older than him.
Mhm.
And Aunt Bubs and I used to play house upstairs in the bedrooms, and we let him be the dog. And he would crawl around, woof, 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 and we'd say, no, you can't come in, and then we'd close the door on him. I asked him that. I said, do you remember we let you be the dog? He said, yeah, I remember. He said, and Aunt Bub still remembers that, too, because we talk about it, yeah. But
So what grade were you in when Uncle Bill started going to school?
well, let's see. He was born in 1935, and I was probably in 4th, 5th grade, maybe,
Yeah, okay.
when he started school.
Okay.
I'm trying to think when we were in high school how far back he was, because when I was in high school, he wasn't in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
He was still in grade school.
Yeah. So, but then he used to play out in the yard. He had little cars and all, and every time a plane would come over, he would run in the house. He got scared.
Really?
Then he ended up where?
In the Air Force.
In the Air Force for 30
Yeah,
years.
as a navigator, as a
I
navigator.
often comment on that. I
Yeah.
think, gee, wasn't that
How
funny
about that?
that he used to say he would come in, oh, the plane hurt his ears or something.
Right.
He'd be afraid. Maybe he thought they were going to land. I don't know. But I remember my mom used to tell us about it. You know.
Right.
But,
Running in. And then
well,
let's go to Aunt Dory for a little bit. What
oh, when Aunt Dory came along, we were thrilled with her because I was going in my senior year when she was born.
Oh, okay.
And Aunt Bubs and I were thrilled about having her in the family.
Yeah.
You know, she was the only one born in the hospital, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we said you were the spoiled brat, you know? And we told her that lots of times.
So you, Aunt Buzz, and Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill was born in Cherry Street.
No, Harley Avenue.
Harley Avenue. Okay. So
I had to tell you about that.
yeah.
It was a Sunday morning.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I told you.
Yeah. Good.
And I said to my dad, we got to go to church. Where's Mom? Mom don't feel good. We're not going to church today. Oh, I got to go. I got to go to church. In came the doctor with a little bag and went in the bedroom, closed the door, and next thing I know, there's a baby. Must have brought it in the bag. Must have brought this baby in the bag. Nobody told him. I was 8 years old. My dad never told me what was going on. He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And the lady next door was with her. And she stayed there when the doctor came and she had the baby in the house. Bubs and I were, what? We got a baby brother? Wow, that doctor brought him in. Oh, honest to God, I thought that's what it was. They
brought him in the bag.
never told us that.
So then Aunt Dory's born in the hospital. What they had to let you know that they were leaving for the hospital?
Oh, we knew.
Oh, you were a
I was
senior in
older
high school.
then.
Yeah,
I knew she was
yeah.
pregnant. Yeah, but that was such a surprise, Bill. Yeah.
Uncle Bill being brought in.
And Mrs. Nealon next door, she was in there. She was like the helper. She helped. What do you call them? Midwife, I guess you would say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. Nealon never had any children of her own.
Oh, really?
She adopted a little boy. Well, he was bigger then, but and she just loved Billy from the very beginning. That was his grandparents, really.
Right.
Yeah, they took him everywhere.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
then he was Mr. Nealon was a plumber, and he had a pickup truck. Sunday morning, 6 o'clock. Bubbles, Billy, and I would get in the back of that truck and go to Sea Isle.
Oh, really?
And Jim was the plumber. He used to swim. No lifeguards were, and we got there early in the morning, and he would swim. And his wife was like this big, and she had a big black umbrella, and she said, "I'll mind the grub." That's that's the first time I ever heard that word, grub. And she had all this food, and we would be on run like crazy all day on the beach, sleep in the truck, in the back of the truck.
In the
It
bed.
was an open
In
truck.
the bed.
It was not a covered top.
So you drove from Gloucester down to Sea Isle in the back of the bed of the truck.
In the back of the truck. And Uncle Bill can tell you about it to this day because he remembers. Yeah.
Right.
And we spent the whole day on the beach, and I thought, where was my mom and dad? Why did they let us do this? But they got rid of us for the
Yeah,
day.
that was their time to have some time alone, huh?
But I'll never forget that. That was some of my childhood.
That was like summertime. You guys would go down there in summer.
Yeah, and he was an early morning, and she never went near the water, but she didn't even have shorts on. She would have I forget what she had on, a dress and shoes,
Right.
but we were little kids running all over the
Okay.
place, and they were so good to us.
Oh well.
And I remember in that back of that truck, we had blankets around us, but you're not allowed to do that. That's against the law.
Not anymore. No, you can't.
And how
do
he
that.
got up to the seashore,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, back then it probably wasn't against the
we
law.
probably
but
were
nowadays,
sleeping,
yeah.
and sleeping coming home too.
Right.
And then one time, my mom and Bubbles and I went on a train to Wildwood for the day. That's and we got the train in Gloucester.
Oh, really?
And we went to Wildwood. Well, I think it was a whole bunch of people going, but we went. The only thing I remember was we got there, we're on the beach all day, had no place to change, full sand, and we're coming home on the train. Tired as could be.
Yeah.
We were going, and she took a lunch and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
but that was our day on Wildwood Beach.
This was just one day.
Full sand.
Right.
And I think we came home and slept for a couple of days, I guess. We were so tired.
You must have been at least in high school when that was happening, huh?
No. I was in grammar school.
Oh, really? When you went down there, just you and Aunt Bubs?
Well, now, Gloucester, the Catholic school never had a lot of money, and we didn't have any place to have a picnic. So you know where we had a picnic?
Oh.
Cemetery. In Belmore.
Oh, really? Oh, the one in Belmore.
Way in the back, that was all empty ground.
Oh, okay.
And there was water back there. And they warned the boys, don't go near the water.
Oh.
And the girls were not allowed to wear shorts.
Oh.
We could wear
Skirts.
long pants or a skirt, but no shorts.
Huh.
And we played games.
Right.
And then in the garage in the cemetery,
Uh-huh.
we got free ice cream. Wow, everybody lined up for free ice cream. That was so good. And we went in Reagan's trucks.
Oh, Reagan's Trucking Company.
They used to take us to
No
the picnic.
kidding. You would just pile in the back of their
No
trucks.
buses. Everybody got in bus. They had about three trucks. The people came in cars.
Right,
And brought
right.
their kids.
Oh,
And that was our picnic,
your school picnic.
our school picnic, because we had no money to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, look what the kids do today. They
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
Disney,
Yeah.
and it costs $900, and they still go.
Just shovel it out, yeah.
Yeah. So that was our fun, and we had outside toilets in St. Mary's Grammar School for years and years and years. You didn't go out there too much in the winter. If you did, you had to go in and out real quick. I have a lot of things I guess I could say
Yeah.
through the years, but that's enough.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thanks.